So the job board came about because off the back of the post, we were inundated, which was a great thing, from companies who say they either work in this way or they hire parents in this way already, or they've got roles. And then on the flip side of it, we did a survey and it was over 2,500 parents in England globally who said the job board was the thing that they wanted. They wanted access to these jobs. So within 2 months, we created a job board with roles all over the world, and we've got a great talent pool sort of there. And we now work with employers to shape what we call these 5-hour workdays. So, we have a set of criteria and we verify every job and employer that comes on the board. We do that so that we're protecting parents, essentially, so that they're not being taken advantage of, because we are very cautious of the fact that often when something is a part-time role, either the expectations are too high for the role, or the salary is awful, or especially if it's sort of a freelance contract position, the pay per hour is ridiculous and what they're expecting from that person is too much. So we try and do everything we can to sort of protect parents and be very transparent. So it's a roll up to 25 hours a week. We do have jobs on there that sometimes are 28 hours or 30 hours. And we've got that because in the survey, people said they, were wanting those sort of hours as well. So we do go up to that sometimes. And we know that some parents have longer days on certain days, depending on their childcare setup. So we do that. Then we share the actual salaries for the hours that are needed. So rather than just say, this is a full-time equivalent, we're saying, well, this is the actual money that you're going to get for working 21 hours. And we do that for transparency and to take down those barriers for parents applying, so they don't have to feel like they have to work it out. And obviously we encourage hybrid remote working as much as we can. And we say to employers, if it is hybrid, can you make it as minimal as possible of, because people do want to go into the office, but maybe it needs to be more flexible, or it doesn't need to be, 4 times a week, what works for them. And then as many family friendly benefits as possible. So we have this criteria, and employers either post the jobs themselves and we check it against that, or we go and look out for this type of work. And I will be honest to say it is very difficult. The jobs out there that are fewer than 25 hours and are, high quality career opportunities, as opposed to cleaner, Amazon delivery driver, or everything else that you would find. That's what I found when I went to look for that type of work. So they are and we try and find as many senior level positions as we can. Because again, we want this to be, if people are at that point in their career, they don't want to have to go back down to basics and work their way up again. So we do have a whole range from senior level positions. We've had CEOs and head of legal and head of HR on there, down to entry level roles, or maybe somebody's changing career, or that is the type of work that they are good at and they can get done in that time. So it varies. The industries vary. We have a lot of marketing, accounting roles. We have now introduced a freelance position on there as well, because we noticed that we were having to turn down certain employers who were maybe smaller, probably female founded, so those impact driven ones who are a much smaller team but couldn't necessarily pay someone, or didn't need someone full time, or even for the part-time hours longer term. And they were really good employers that we were having to say no to the jobs, and the jobs were really good, and we knew that they would work really well for our parents. So we thought, actually, we're going to add this onto the board. And as long as the employer is a trusted employer and it's not someone who's going to take the mick on their hourly rate, then, we know that parents also want that sort of work, especially in design and creative industries. Sort of freelance work is more needed and out there. Yeah, exactly. So we have those options, and then parents go and they apply to the ones that work for them. Mainly in the UK, but we try and find as many in Australia and US as we can. US is a hard one to crack because they don't even know what part-time is. Yeah, so it's so I really
the
feel
home
for
of capitalism.
Is that, and our talent pool, half of them actually are from the US, and I feel for every single mum now, knowing how bad their mat leave systems are and everything that they have to deal with. We're doing our best to crack that, but that's a whole other ball game. So yeah, and then on the flip side, we have this really engaged community of parents, of women who we share resources and tools to. We do coach masterclasses every month, and LinkedIn Lives and things like that, just to sort of help with that boosting confidence and that identity shift, or just different things. We're going to do one on well-being, and looking at self-care in January, and those sort of things where it's about recognizing the whole person and doing all of that to support parents as best we can on the other side.